This is Brandy Fox with Be the Entrepreneur, and I'm on here with my homie Audrey. He is like the business credit guru, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead and tell him a little bit about you, Audrey.
What's going on, family? I'm trying to get set up, man. But yeah, I mean, Audrey Truesdale, entrepreneur right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, man. Started a company, cbcanetwork.com. And essentially what we do is we just help entrepreneurs and business owners optimize their personal and business credit using our simple 5-step process, man. So that's basically what we do, help you get the funding.
Go ahead and tell him a little bit about you. Bet. And if you don't know me, I am Brandy Fox, and I am the owner of Be the Entrepreneur Consulting Agency, where we specialize in streamlining the business startup process for new and aspiring entrepreneurs. And tonight we're gonna hop right into it because I'm super excited. We're talking all about the top 5 lies for that come across for business funding. So Audrey, he's gonna cover the lies that you hear for business credit, and I'm gonna cover the lies that you hear for business for starting a business. As you know, entrepreneurship since the pandemic has grown astronomically. So what we have seen is a lot of people that's just putting misinformation out there. If you type in business credit online, you will see that it's a lot of information. It's literally a lot of information. They telling you what you need. If you just get a taxi IN, that's all you need. If you get a DUNS, that's all you need. And there's so much more that goes into starting a business, and there's so much more to establish your business credit outside of an EIN number in the LLC. Because if I hear that one more time, Audrey, I'm gonna pass out. And I know you hear it. I know you hear it.
Every day. Every day.
Every day.
Literally. Mm-hmm.
And if you're watching live, please do not hesitate to share this live. We about to drop some gems on how on what you can expect when you get in business funding. Because y'all, business funding, it is, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it is attainable. If you have your ducks in a row and you're connected with the right people and you have your investor or loan package together, including your business credit, it is what you need to get funding. In addition, you got to realize you don't just need a bank to fund you. There are many alternative funding methods out there, especially for African Americans now. And it's important that if we plan to grow our businesses, if we plan to get the funding, people think it's because you Black, and that's not true. It's really a lot of us don't have our ducks in a row. It's that's a lot of things you got to have prepared.
That's a fact. Yeah. It's, the client, I mean, right now, a lot of people, worried about the recession, but one thing, and I just talked about this on the YouTube channel, but there are things you can do to prepare for a recessionary period to get your business in position to, like you said, have banks want to lend to you. You got grant programs. A lot of people are, getting funding venture capital. So you got options. You just have to, like you say, structure. The structure is important. Make sure you optimize your personal credit as much as you can. Make sure your business is in position to receive the funding. That's the biggest hurdle. It's not a black or white thing. It's just are you set up properly?
Exactly. So with that being said, like I said, if you're on this live, either you as well, go ahead and share it. We want to make sure we get this information out to everybody. We want y'all to know what is a lie and what is the truth from people who have started businesses, grown businesses, and been in the industry for a minute. So how we're gonna roll it is we're gonna kind of alternate. We're gonna I'm gonna state the lie and let you know the truth, and then Audrey's gonna state a lie and let you know the truth. And we're just going to alternate between both of those things. And it's going to be a total of 10 facts that you're going to get tonight that's going to prepare you for what you need to get your business started and to know the truth about starting your business. So the first lie I'm going to cover is you need a business degree or some type of advanced education to start a business. I hear that all the time. Like, oh, I want to start a business. I'm going to go get my MBA. What you don't realize is MBAs are created for managers. MBAs are programs created for people to run a business for somebody else. MBAs, they do, and I got it. So MBAs do tell you the basic information that you need to run a business, but it's not what you need to be a full-on entrepreneur. So don't think because you don't have a degree, or even if you got a high school diploma, if you have a great business idea, a great plan, and you execute it, you can legit start a business with no, well, I ain't gonna say with no issues, but with minimal ease. So I would say that's the first thing I'm gonna say. You don't need a business degree. You need an idea, funding, creativity, and the will to execute your vision.
Yeah,
and Audrey, anytime I say
absolutely.
anything, feel free to,
Nah,
piggyback on
that's
me.
right. I mean, because you know, I think it was 50 Cent. I think I heard him say that most C students hire A students, right? And so, to your point, going to school to get a business degree, there's no preparation, right? There's no amount of studying that you can do for how to get your first sale, how to sell yourself, how to build a brand. Those things you can't really teach in an academic setting. It's just is learned through trial and error, through experience, and just putting yourself, one foot in front of the other every single day, hitting the grind. And so, yeah, school is great for lawyers, doctors, things like that, but for an entrepreneur, not so much.
I agree. I totally agree. So I hear that all the time. I get that feedback all the time. So I really wanted to hop on. I wanted to start off with that. You don't need it. So Audrey, it's on you. Go ahead and let these people know about business credit, because I get asked about it all the time. It's not my area of expertise. So what's that first lie that you get about business credit that you didn't sing?
I would say the biggest one, honestly, is you can get business funding with your EIN only, right? And when I say funding, I think a lot of people think I'm talking about U lines and the vendors and things like that. But when I'm speaking of funding, I'm thinking about, business credit cards, loans,
Exactly.
term loans, lines of credit, right?
Yep.
And so typically you hear a lot of people say, you can get business funding without your social. You can only use your EIN. You can run up a bag, right? And you can get some type of funding, credit, vendor credit with an EIN and a DUNS number, right? But typically you get capped out, right? Now, depending on your industry, it's a lot tougher, right? If you're in a high risk industry like trucking, credit repair, things of that nature, it just becomes a lot more tougher, even if you went the EIN only route, right? I just recently got approved for some funding through PayPal, right? It was no personal guarantee. It was based off business revenue, right? But again, you have to have sales. You have to be in business. You have to have at least 1 year Secretary of State. So to say that tomorrow you can open up an LLC, get your EIN from the IRS, and 2 weeks from now you'll have $1 million in funding. It's just not. It's not it, fam. That's just not feasible. You really have to establish your business profile, optimize your personal credit. You can leverage your personal credit to get the maximum amount of funding, and that's what I tell a lot of my subscribers, my students. Don't be afraid to leverage your personal credit. Right now, you have to do it properly. You don't want to just ruin your personal credit, but you don't maximize your opportunities by just going the EIN only route. You really shoot yourself in the foot.
I agree. And I see that all the time. And I feel like that's the new scam. I feel like that's why people ain't got no jobs. Because every time I go everywhere, everybody like, you got a tax EIN, DM me 35,000 right now. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody giving nobody 35,000 with no EIN number. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like, oh, this is where all the people that ain't working and still that still ain't trying to work and still buying stuff.
Scam Central.
Scam it. Okay, so we're gonna keep it rolling. So lie number 2 for starting a business: you must protect your idea from everybody. Like, the first thing I get when people hit me up is they be like, I need a trademark. Number 1, a trademark is expensive. My first trademark, I got that a few years ago, and it was before the hype, but my first trademark cost me a strong G. And what people don't understand about trademarks is that trademarks, they do protect you. They are amazing to have. But when you do a trademark, they charge you per each portion of your trademark. And what I mean by that is you have to pay for your business name. That's one fee. At that time, I think it was $250 per piece. So your name is one fee. You got to pay for that. Then if you have a logo design, you have to pay for that design. Then you could trademark your colors as well. Like if y'all familiar, blue, like the color blue. If you're familiar with your business hex colors, that's basically the colors that create your business colors. So it's certain numbers that graphic designers use to create a certain color. So you can actually trademark a set amount of colors. So if you got 5530 blue, you can trademark that. But for each color, that's another $250. For the whole logo design, that's another $250. And they're really particular about it. So just know that, and moving forward from there, y'all, on the real, don't nobody care about your business idea. And I don't say that to try to be funny. I'm just saying that to be real. I've had people come to me and like in panic, like, I got to protect my idea. People out here trying to get it, not knowing that I done consulted like 50 other people that got your same idea, but I'm going to let you have it. So just realize, like, of course, you don't want to be out here not being smart. You don't want to tell everybody everything, but don't get yourself all in a bunch thinking that somebody just out to get you and take your business idea, because that is not true. And a trademark is not something that you need off the rip. Like now, my next trademark I got, it didn't went up another $250. So now my new trademark, it's gonna cost me $1,250. So it's not cheap to do that. So just realize, like I said, it's good to protect your business, but just know everybody ain't out here trying to steal your business. I promise. Be smart, be selective, but don't be in a panic about somebody trying to take your business, because that's really not the case.
Yeah, and just to add to that, sometimes you got to prove that it's even a need or a want in the marketplace. You may have the latest and greatest, but when you take it to the marketplace, that's going to determine, sales, profitability, if it's even feasible, things like that. You really can't, you like you said, you spend $1,000 on trademarks and you don't even have, branding or any type of exposure, marketing. You haven't put yourself in front of customers for sales. It's going to be an uphill battle to recoup that,
Right. You're right. And if you think we lying about these business ideas, watch Shark Tank.
Right.
Shark Tank will let you know what's up with that.
Nah, but Shark Tank, that's my show.
Right.
I rock with it.
Audrey, it's on you.
So number 2, right? Business credit myths, lies. A lot of people feel like they don't need a website, right? And what I mean is, a lot of people say, well, I do hair, I do nails, or I have a trucking business, and my business email is inquiries at bubbastrucking at gmail.com, right? That's not gonna fly. It's 2022. You gotta have a domain name. You gotta have a website, family. You cannot go to any type of funding establishment without an online presence. You gotta have some type of domain. You gotta have some type of website. It could just be as simple as a homepage, about us, and a contact form where people can put their information to reach out to you, right? Ideally, you don't need the most, you don't need the next Facebook, right? Definitely don't need to go that deep into it, but you need a website. You need to be visible. You need to be listed online. Your Google My Business, your Yelp 411, all of these things matter, especially now that we're headed into, what's possibly going to be a, rough, next, let's just say 6 months, where it's going to come down to my business or your business. And if I'm on, YouTube, I'm on Google, I'm visible, and you're not, that just makes the banks nervous, right? That just makes, just anybody nervous, right? It's like, who are you? Who are your customers? Who do you serve? Where can we find you? Where can your customers find you? Because the thing that a lot of people don't realize is what banks are looking at. They're looking at, do you have a track record? And then also, who do you serve? So if you don't have a website, how can people reach out to you, right? I mean, now you do have social media. You do have click the link in the bio. Yeah, maybe you could, finesse that for a couple of months, get some sales. But once you start generating revenue on a consistent basis, you got to build a website, family. You got to get the domain name. That honestly when you're talking about securing trademark, I would say secure the domain before you secure the trademark.
That's a
Honestly.
100% fact.
Yeah.
That
I
is
would
a
definitely secure the
100%.
domain. So yeah, that's number 2, man. You don't need a website when really in reality you definitely do.
And that's true. And even people I talk to, and y'all, you don't have to have a full out website. You don't, especially when you just starting your business, it's really hard to figure out how to create a full website. Most people that have a full website, they grow into a full website. So don't hesitate to start with don't be afraid to start with a landing page. And basically what a landing page is, it's one strip. If you ever been on a website and you kind of just scroll and they got everything kind of down in blocks, that's a landing page. It's basically where you giving your clients everything they need to know about you in one place. And it's important. And if you have an older one, like if you created your landing page before, what year is this? 2022. If you created it before 2018, you need to revamp it, because there's so many there's a lot of new features and not a lot of new things that you need to add to your landing page. Because if you're only going to have one page, it needs to be the best page. Like when people go on, the 5 top areas of a landing page will be your about us, that should be at your top. Your second one, your title. So what your business is, your slogan, your logo, all that stuff should be at the top. Second should be your about us. Third should be your services. 4, testimonials if you got them, service or products. 4, testimonials if you have them. 5, subscribe, how to reach you. It's really simple. If you have those 5 areas on your landing page, that's legitly all you need. The client know who you are, they know what your business does, they know what you offer, and they know how to contact you and book you if you need it. So it's really simple. And then as you grow your business, as you grow your services, as you solidify the things that you have, then you start adding more pages. Okay, I'm adding more services. This service strip is not enough. Let me add a services tab. Boom, now you got a services tab. Let me take this about us off here. Let me have a whole little information about me so people can really see about the business. So just know that a landing page is important. And that's the first thing like Audrey said, everybody looks at that, because it's credibility. And with so many scams going on, as we talked about before, and so many people just out here taking people money and just doing things, you need credibility across the board. So I know for me, for a fact, if I type in your name in Google and don't nothing pop up and you don't have a website, I'm not going to book with you personally, because I feel like if you can't invest in something as simple as a landing page, at least, then you don't take your business serious. And putting the Instagram URL on your page, that's not professional. That's not, like, I hate when I see it. Like, I need to go to your page. I need to know what's up, and I need to know that you care about your business enough to at least invest in a landing page. So if you are a business owner, startup entrepreneur, and you need a landing page or a website, or you want to revamp yours, that is something that we offer here at Be the Entrepreneur. So feel free to hop on. I put our website in the comments at the bottom. Hop on our website. Landing pages are $125, websites are $350. You can pay that all at one time, or we offer payment plans. It's our pay in 4, where you can break those payments up in 4 payments. So you pay 25% down, you get your website, and the rest of the payments are due in 6 weeks. So we are really making it affordable for you to get the services you need for your business to be legit. And we had a quick comment. Ebony asked, what were the 5 tabs for the landing page? So once again, the 5 tabs for the landing pages would be, number 1, at the top, you want to have your business information. So that's where you have your logo, kind of a little excerpt about your business, all that kind of stuff. The second tab will be about us, the strip. That'll be about us or about me. That's where you put your picture, who you are, your experience, what you can offer. And a lot of times I like to add a little quote. People like little quotes because they kind of give them a little insight about you, what you believe in. Underneath that, you want to have your products or services. Whatever you're selling, you want to have that under there. Then right up under there, you want to have testimonials. You should have testimonials even if you're a new business, because if you tested your business in the market right, those people that tested your product before you take it to the market, you should have reviews from them. So that's why testing your business is important. Then lastly, you want to have a contact us area and subscribe. People need to be able to get in contact with you. They shouldn't have to search for that information. It should be as simple as a click. So those are the 5 areas of a landing page. And like I said, if you need one, we are here to help you out with that.
Amen.
So I think it's on me. Audrey, did you have anything to add on that before I roll it?
Nah, you hit it on the nail, man. You gotta have a website. That's mandatory. That's not even a non-negotiable.
Bet. All right. So our next one, our third myth for starting a business is, well, before I say that, if you're on this live and you just hopped on, please share this live. We want to get this out to as many entrepreneurs as possible, but for sure our African American entrepreneurs, because we need y'all to know what's a lie and what's a fact from people who are really entrepreneurs, people who have really did this, secured funding, all that stuff. So please hit that share button. We want to get this out. So moving forward,
Absolutely.
we got lie number 3. You will be rich quick. Y'all, it's a lie. It is I don't care what industry you in. I do not care. You will not get rich quick. On average, and that's if you do everything right, your business goes well, you won't have any mess ups. On average, most business owners do not reach a level of profitability until year 3. Literally year 3. And most of the time it's between year 3 and 5. So if you're jumping into the business that you're interested in because you want to get money fast, you better reconsider what you're doing, because you're going to burn out. Because number one, at the beginning, all of your money at the beginning, you really even shouldn't be paying yourself. All your money at the beginning should be reinvesting back in your business. If you are taking money out personally for a personal payout, salary, or anything within your first year, I ain't gonna hold you. Unless you got an anomaly type business, you are doing it wrong. Every dime that you make them first 2 to 3 years, it should be invested back in your business, growing it, making it better, branding, buying new products, increasing your services, your team. You should be hiring an accountant, social media person. You should be buying everything that you need to streamline your business. And when you do that at the beginning and take off that instant gratification of getting money, you're setting yourself up for not just a successful business, but a wealthy business. Not just being rich on IG, but really being rich in life, because it comes from automation. You want to make money while you sleep. That is the key. Yeah. That is one thing that I really worked on. Like my massage business, people can go on book, pay their invoice, secure it. They can do all that while I'm sleeping. I wake up in the morning, all I see is deposits. Same thing with my entrepreneur, be the entrepreneur. Somebody can set up a consultant, buy my services, they can pay online. When I wake up in the morning, all I got is notifications of payments. That's how you want it to be. And if your business is not running like that, that means you need to reinvest. Yeah. So that's lie number 3. You will be rich quick. It's a lie. You got to work for it.
Yeah, you gotta put the work in, man. Like, yeah, it's just, social media makes everything seem, overnight. You can literally go on somebody's page and they could be down and out, homeless, and then 6 months later, they got Lambos, Ferraris, the whole family and designer, and it's like, wait a minute, like you was just, something ain't adding up. But I mean, yeah, it's not an overnight process. It definitely takes work, hard work. You got to put it in the grind. You got to definitely build your team, and just stay at it. Stick with it. I always tell people, when you start a business, give yourself 3 years, because the first year it may not even you may not even see any type of return. It may just be you working and just working, trying to get the foundation laid, and then year 2 you start to see some growth, and year 3, boom, now you lit,
baby, in the money. It's a whole lot of money in this. But yeah, for real. He right. He telling y'all, and that's exactly what it is. Take your time, understand the process, create a process, get you a team, grow your business the right way. Don't rush it. So that's me. So Audrey, it's on you. Tell them that lie number 3 on business credit, because it's out
3. So I would say lie number 3 that a lot of people feel, they think that business credit will help them increase sales. Now, don't get it twisted. Funding is great, but if you got a $20,000 business credit card, that does not instantly mean that your business is going to make sales or that you're even in a position to do so. You need to hire help. You need coaches. You need to get with B if you need a landing page, right? We'll help you get the funding. We'll help you structure your personal credit. You need to hire professionals, right? Because the time that it will take you to learn what someone who specializes in marketing, sales, whatever the case may be, Now you have the ability to hire these people, and you get to pay for their mistakes, right? You get to pay for the mistakes that they learn along the way to them becoming an expert. So I see a lot of people say, "Hey, if I could just get 50,000 in funding, I could get this trucking business started," not knowing that, yeah, you got the truck, but now it's broke down. You don't have any reserves, right? You try to put everything on a credit card. Now you can't make the minimum payments. Now you're behind. Now you're in debt. So you have to be strategic, right? You can't just build business credit and think that magically you'll make, 30, $40,000 a month. You still have to put the work in. You still have to hire the right people, systems, all of that stuff still is important. So you have to reinvest, like you said. You have to use this funding to get yourself more removed from the business. So the day-to-day operations, I usually tell people what you want to use funding for is to leverage it to buy assets or to buy people, right? So hiring staff, um, hiring experts. The more that you can get removed away from the day-to-day of your business, using funding as a way to kind of throw gas on the fire, you kind of got to think about it. Sometimes when you start a fire, you have to light it with a match, right? So think of funding as the gas that you pour on that flame. Some people try to use the funding as the match. Sometimes, you may have to eat out one day less in a week. You may can't buy the new car. You may can't take a bunch of vacations. That's just the reality. You can't just come to myself or people who, are specialized in getting funding. We get you $50,000, $100,000 in funding. Now your lifestyle then crept up to the point where you can't even pay the loan back. You still have to utilize the funding as needed in your business, whatever type of business you own, whether it's service based, product based. You have to have inventory. You can't just, oh well, my sales are good. I don't necessarily need to stock up on certain products. You need to know your numbers. XYZ product sales are increasing by 10%. We need to probably stock up more on this. This color t-shirt sells more than this color t-shirt. So maybe the next order we buy less of one and buy more of another. That's where the funding really, I see people really have the best results. So I think a lot of people just think, oh, if I get a business credit card, I'm in business. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And that's a fact. And what I love that you said the most is I think when people think about business credit and getting lines of funding, the first thing they think about is buying stuff, like you said. But invest in people. Investing in a consultant was the best thing I could have ever did because, like you said, you're paying to avoid mistakes. Like I have literally met with people and within a 30-minute session, they whole 6 months to 1 year of YouTube university research was answered, covered, and more in 30 minutes because you don't have to research. You don't have to go through all these groups. You don't got to go through all these hoops looking for information. You can legitly ask somebody direct questions and get direct answers for one price at one time. And what I tell people about these consultants, when you set up your consultant, you really have control over the meeting. It's really on you. When I did my first consultation, when I got into business consultation and I wanted to make sure I was doing it right, structuring, because I knew the business, but knowing how to run a business and explaining it and helping other people is totally different. So when I paid for my first session, I had a list of questions off the rip. I already knew what I knew and I knew what I needed to know. So going into that consultation service with questions, it was the best thing ever because I'm getting past all the fluff. I don't need you to tell me nothing outside of what I'm asking you. And if you have additional information to enhance that, I'm definitely open to it. But I know what going into it, what I needed. And on top of that, you are right about what people do with the funding. We saw that with the PPP loans. Yeah. People got all that money. They started buying all this stuff, buying all that. Boom. Now you ain't got no money. Now it's been a year. You done got 20,000 and your business has not grown at all. You got to be smart with it, y'all. And I know it's exciting, especially when you've never had that kind of money. It is exciting. Like when you check your bank account and that thing say like 20K plus, like I remember mine, I was like, oh shoot, baby, I'm about to go back. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? it gets exciting. And not even mine wasn't even from like the loans or anything like that, but just from growth. When you hit a certain level, you gotta really check yourself, because that's how a lot of people, even outside of business, who got money, that's how they went broke. You better ask MC Hammer. You better ask there's a lot of people
Yeah.
out here that's then got money and messed it up. So going back to what Audrey said, just be smart when you get your money. Really create that list that you gave that lender about what you was gonna spend your money on. That's why they so such a stickler about it. That's why they want you to write down legitly, I'm gonna spend this on this. I'm gonna spend this on this. Because not only is for them to hold you accountable, but it's for you. And if you follow that list, because more than likely you told the truth on that because you want to get this funding. If you follow that list of what you put on there on how you're going to get money, you are going to succeed. You are
Yeah.
going to succeed. So get help, invest your money right. I'm down with it. That was a real good one.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
All right, so rolling to tip number 4 on starting about lies, myths, misconceptions about starting a business. You will have free time. You will have a lot of free time. Like, I'm tired of working 40 hours a week for the man. I need my own time. Let me tell you something. I pull in, got 2 kids. I play sports. My kids play sports. I got 3 other businesses. I pull in 18 hours per day of work. 18 hours. I get a strong 6 hours of sleep. We take that 18 hours. We'll take away about 4 family time, cooking, all that other stuff. So we'll take it down about 10 to 12 hours per day I'm spending on all of my businesses. And that's legitly. And that's every single day. That's Saturdays. That's Sundays. That's on vacations. Like, I'm going on vacation tomorrow. My laptop gonna be with me because when I got downtime, I'm gonna be working. So that is a 100% myth. You do not have more time, especially at the beginning. But if you follow steps, if you follow steps if you follow the steps we gave you thus far about streamlining your business and getting everything together, then you will reach a point where you don't have to work like that. You know what I'm saying? I just love all my businesses, so I want to be in it. And some of these businesses, I'm trying to grow to another level, so I'm willing to make the sacrifice to put in that time. But do understand that when you get this business, it ain't no clock in, clock out. When I used to be a social worker at DSS, baby, when that clock hit 5 o'clock at 4:59, my computer shut down. 5 o'clock, I'm already at my car on the reel. I'm already
You out
beeping,
the
getting
door.
in. I'm out the door. And any call, email, voicemail that I get between 5 p.m. and when I come back at 8:30 the next morning, I don't worry about it. But when you are an entrepreneur, it ain't no off the clock. If a client
Mm.
call you upset, something happened at 11 p.m., if you a legit business owner and you solving that problem right then, you might not be contacting the client into your business hours, but you up solving that problem because at this point, this is your business. This is your name. This is your reputation. This is your brand. So I say it to say, prepare to work hours. And I piggyback off that, prioritize your business. Your business has to be a priority. You should be working in your business every single day. If you are not taking at least an hour, and that's the bare minimum to work in your business, you're really missing out on the opportunity to grow your business. You have to touch it. It's nothing, nobody out here has made it money wise, sports wise. Anybody that's a great, they'll tell you they put hours, hours, hours in, and that's what you need. So if you only spending 2 hours a week on your business, or you doing it when you feel like it, or you doing it when you got free time, and then you turn around and complain that, oh, my business ain't growing. As soon as my clients tell me that their business not growing, one of the first things I ask is, how much time are you spending on your business? Oh, well, I do a little bit here, I do a little bit there. That's why. That's
Yeah.
legit why. So myth number 4 for starting your business is you will have more free time. It's a lie. You won't. At least for those first 1 to 5 years. After 5, if you do what you're supposed to do, baby, you can be on that. You can be out there in my D's living your life. But right now, 1 to 5, it's over for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You definitely gotta prioritize. And one thing too, as an entrepreneur, or just in general, you should you shouldn't look to a lot of people think that the payday is going to come on the front end. That's not reality. So, like you said, you have to put the work in. You can't like take a day off and expect, oh, I'm gonna chill today and I'm gonna still make $1 million. You gotta work until you hit the million and then you relax. It's you gotta work before you play.
That's a fact. All right, Audrey, it's on you. Tell them that line number 4 about business credit.
I think line number 4 is one that I hear a lot, and that is, you need a bunch of vendors, right? And when I'm talking about vendors, I'm talking about specifically like, net 30, net 10, net 14 vendor accounts, right? So for those of you who are not familiar with vendor accounts, most times when people say they're building their business credit profile, what they're doing is they're opening up vendor accounts with companies like Quill, Uline, Sam's Club, Lowe's, etc. But what I often find is that, a lot of subscribers, a lot of students, what they do is they go and open up multiple vendor accounts with various different vendors that have absolutely nothing to do with their business. And so what I usually try to do is I try to explain to them that, you just need to streamline the vendors that you open, right? And so, I created a 80 paydex strategy, right, to help people build their business profiles, which really only consists of about 3 to 4 accounts, right? But it's the strategy behind it. And so I think a lot of times what people they get into a rut is, they go online, they go listen to a guru, tell them, you need 10 vendors on Dun and Brad, you need 8 on Experience, you need all these different vendors, when really it's not that you need a lot of vendors, you just need a few that you spend a lot of money with. You have to spend money with these vendors. Business credit doesn't work like personal credit, right? If you got a personal $10,000 Bank of America card and you spend $1,000, you use 10% utilization, right? That's you're in a good range. Whereas with business credit, you only get credit for what you use. So if you got 2,000 from Uline, but you only spend $100, they only give you credit for the $100. And so having a bunch of vendors that you spend $50, $100, I mean, yeah, you have the trade line, but it's really doing you no good if you're not spending money with the vendors. So always be mindful of that. How much you're spending with these vendors really is important. It's not so much the quantity, but the quality. How much are you spending with these gas cards? I'm a big fan of the gas cards because you can spend easily 250 in gas or even more now. I mean, come on, let's be real. I mean,
I don't even want to talk
some
about
cars, $100 is filling up the tank. So with that said, now that's a business expense, right? So you moved it off your personal, but at the same time, if you got your BP gas card, now you're building a business profile.
You better flex on the live.
No, I'm just just trying to give them some give them some point of reference, because a lot of times, like I said, a lot of people, they get hung up on, oh, I need this account, this vendor, that vendor. No, you just need a strategy on which ones will help you build a profile and do it in the fastest way possible. Usually we see results in 45 days, right? Where some people, I've talked to people who've been building business credit, vendor credit for 18 months, 12 months. And it's just like, man, like it don't take that long, fam. It really don't take that long. But that's just, another lie that's out there. You need a bunch of vendors when you really don't need but a handful that you use on a regular, consistent basis.
You know what? I'm a lady that stay in my lane, and that is not a lane of mine. So I'm gonna let you have that one. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, oh yeah, no worries. So number 5 for me, for the myths and lies about starting your business. You got to know how to do everything. That is a lie. That is a lie. That's where we talked about getting with the experts. Do that. When I first started my massage business, I used to barter. Like, people have really gotten away from barter. People so crunk on, I need my cash. If you ain't talking cash, bartering ain't cash. Bartering is the original way that businesses were created. Because if you think about it, especially in the African American community, we ain't really have no money. Wasn't nobody paying us. We know what was up. So how did we grow our businesses? How did we grow in the networks that we were in? We bartered. All right, you need milk? Shoot, I need some yarn. Boom, we in here. we bartering. Let's figure out what's the
Lit.
equal amount. That's literally the same thing that you can do in your community. So for me, when I needed stuff, I bartered massages. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I ain't got that. I ain't got 350, but I can hook you up with 2 in-home massages. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
Right.
You need a massage, especially if it's a service especially if it's a service that's not costing them anything but time to do. You
Right.
definitely want to tap into that. So you don't have to know how to do everything, but connect with the people who do. Talk to them. Hey, I know how to do this. Are you down to connect? They either gonna say yes or they gonna say no. So, but the flip side of that is you do need to know how to do a sufficient amount of things to save money. If you get something where you're not able to barter it and you legit need to know how to do it, train yourself how to do it, even if you do the basics. Like, for example, when I first got on Canva, my homegirl put me on Canva, like I said, about 3 years ago. I got on Canva and I was just messing around because I was just struggling on how to make, posts. And she put me on Canva and I'm like, okay. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. At the beginning, my posts and stuff was so bad. They looked so bad. Like I was like, why it don't look right? But baby, you come on there now, I'm a whole little mini Canva guru. So like even I can do anything. Even like next month I'm going to be hosting, and I'll put the link out there, but I'm going to be hosting how to create business commercials in Canva, because Canva has gotten so well now to where you can literally create your own video commercial by yourself. All you need is Canva Premium, which is $12 per month. So think about it. For $12 per month, you can legit create your own business commercial. Do you know how much money you would be saving? So I say that to say, train yourself. When I created my Wix website, I taught myself how to do Wix, and not just the basic drag and drop, but I literally learned how to do all features, embed, HTMLs, all that kind of stuff that you need to build your website. I taught myself that. So what I did was I paid somebody to do it. Then I taught myself how to manage it. So that way, when I wanted to make changes or do anything, I didn't have to pay them every single time. I got them to do what they do well, which is create it. And then I taught myself how to manage it, which saved me money on the back end. Accounting. I had QuickBooks at the beginning, but I needed something a little deeper. So I got me an accountant to be able to handle it. But at the beginning, I was using QuickBooks because I needed something to help me manage it. So learn to know a little bit about a lot. That's what I would say. If you can't hire, or if you don't have the means to barter, learn a lot about a little bit. So for me, I know a lot about a little bit about a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff I know a lot on. But I want to make sure that I was a well-versed entrepreneur, so anything I needed, I can be able to do for my business without breaking. When you first start a business, money is definitely limited, so you want to get as creative as possible. I tell my clients all the time, you got two options. You either gonna spend time or you're gonna spend money. So you gotta just make a decision and figure out where you at.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said earlier, just because you have the funding, you have to, deploy the capital, so to speak, where it makes the most sense. If you're a new business, it may not necessarily make sense to get an office space, right? You haven't made sales or you don't have consistent revenue, but now you got this overhead. That's where it's kind of like, you may need a coach, fam. You may need some consulting. A lot of people, and it's unfortunate, but I see it a lot. A lot of people just don't want to hire help, and I get it. Some people are scammers. I definitely say that, a lot of people are on that type of time, but you have a lot of people who are been in business for years, have track records, but people still don't feel the need to hire someone until they want them to clean up the mess. If you hire from the beginning, like you said, you had QuickBooks, then when you got to a certain level where it was overwhelming or you hit the wall, hire the right people, invest in consultations, invest, in training. These things grow your business. It's not just the sexy, I'm the CEO, I'm the boss. It's the I'm the person who once took out the trash. Now I'm on top of the food chain. You got to know every part of it, because you could get hustled. You could hire someone who don't even they learning off your dime. A lot of people who do Facebook ads, they were learning spending your Facebook money. So I invested in a coach for that, right? You got mentors, you got, just whatever you can do to invest at every level, man. I'm not necessarily saying go out here and spend 100,000 on a mastermind, but if you have someone in your circle, or if you have an opportunity to work with someone who's a professional and knows what they're doing, just hire the people, fam. Hire them.
It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. For sure. Save yourself time, not all the time money, but make smart decisions. Do your
That's a fact.
research. Research is everything. Look at their reviews. Look at their business page. What kind of things are they posting? Does it align to what you're looking for in your business? And when he said that training, y'all, it's so many business incubator programs in Charlotte. Like for me, I graduated from 8 incubator programs between 2016 and now. I've done 8 of them. And even though some of them to a certain extent were redundant, certain things were, I've learned so much from every one of them. And I was excited about every one of them. I've been the one that was 6 months, I've done 12 weeks, I've done some that's just a month. But literally, if you go online and you see an incubator program, enroll in it, especially if it's free. It's so many free ones, especially if it's free. Enroll in it. Also, look into your Chamber of Commerce. Charlotte has an amazing Chamber of Commerce. The Latin American Chamber of Commerce is amazing. And just know that just because you are not of these nationalities doesn't mean you can't join these commerces. They usually just specialize it so that people who are of this nationality or identify as these groups, they can join an organization that helps them relate to them. But baby, I was in that Latin American organization. Hola. Mi nombre es Brandy. Like, what's up, baby? We
Hola,
in here.
¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo está? Muy bien. Gracias. Baby, I ain't got not a Spanish. I'm black all the way through. Boom. But it's okay. Like, join these groups. Get connected. Get connected. Your network is your net worth. It's so many things that I've grown and known only because I've got connected. So join these incubator programs. Get as much training as you can. YouTube University and Google is good, but you need that real life in person to really get what you need.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. You gotta invest and you gotta be around the right people, man. Period.
So it's on you, homie. We
That's
on
on
we
me.
on the finale for
The
the
finale.
lies of business credit. Why you get excited? Why you sit up? This must be a good one. I'm excited.
Nah, I would say number 5, man, for me, honestly, and this is the one I think most people have fell victim to, is you need perfect personal credit. Now, do you need good credit? Yes, but perfect 720, 40, 800 credit scores, it depends, because here's the thing you have to understand about personal credit, right? Personal credit, the way that you maximize your personal credit scores is age. And a lot of people don't understand that you can have a 720 and still not be getting any type of funding. Like literally, you could have a 720, one Visa, I mean, excuse me, one Discover card with a $2,000 limit that you've had for, let's just say, 3 months. Yeah, you usually don't generate a credit score until about 6 months. So let's say you had it for a year. You got another, let's say, Old Navy for 500. You have to understand that your credit score is a byproduct of not only your financial habits, but how you build your profile. So when I say profile, right, you need at least 10 primary accounts. And when I say primary accounts, I'm talking about accounts that are attached to your social security number, right? So this can be a personal loan, this can be a vehicle loan, a mortgage, credit card, line of credit. You have to start focusing on your personal credit profile. I see too many people saying, oh, I got this score, I got that score. Let me see the profile. I can't do anything until I can see what is on the profile, because there's different bank tiers, right? And we talk a lot about this at our one day masterclass, but you have different bank tiers, right? Not all banks are equal, right? You have American Express. American Express has, the regular American Express, but then they also have the Hilton American Express. They have the Marriott American Express. Those are not necessarily good personal cards to have. They don't help your profile. Whereas something like a Chase personal credit card is a great personal credit card to have. So you just got to understand not just so much credit scoring, right? Because you can have a 720, I can have a 680, and I'm getting hundreds, $50,000, $100,000 in funding because I have income, I have tax returns, right? My business is profitable. We're growing year over year. I established a mortgage on my personal credit, right? That's one of the easiest ways to strengthen your personal credit profile is put some type of you know, mortgage or auto loan, right? An installment of that caliber. But these are the things that a lot of credit gurus and a lot of people, you know, don't really touch on, right? You hear a lot of people talking about 700 club, when really, you know, a 680 or even a 660 with, you know, the right mix and the right income, you know, we could run up a bag. So I hate to quote credit scores. I never am the one to say, you know, if you got a 700, I can get you fun. You know, that's not necessarily the case. Now, most people above a 700 have attained a certain level of credit, so it helps, but it's not a guarantee. You know, far too often people say, "Oh, if you just get to 700, 750, guaranteed to get you never get denied." That's not the case, especially now that we're going into, you know, kind of a recessionary period. You need to have relationships with banks, right? They want to see your track record for, you know, 60 days. How much money are you bringing over? How much money do you keep in a business account every 60 days, every 30 days? You know, how many days have you been negative out of the past 60 days? You know, things like this. These things, you know, are things that you have to really take into consideration, right? You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, you know, if I had 800 credit, I'll be in the game." Yeah, but what about banks that, you know, you got to show proof of income, right? A lot of people really don't take these things into consideration, right? And so structuring your personal credit profile is more important to me than just, you know, a 720 or 700 credit score. Um, and that's, you know, like I said, I really don't like to quote credit scores because everybody, no two scores are the same, and it's not indicative of whether or not you get approved for funding. You can have a 700 credit score and have 55 inquiries and still get denied.
I
So
agree.
yeah, you
I
gotta
agree.
structure that thing properly, man.
I totally agree. And in closing, I have a number 6, and we just gonna use this to close out tonight's session. But number 6 is you need to buy everything for your business off the rip.
Mm,
That is a lie. That is a lie. I've seen so many entrepreneurs spend so much money on software, elaborate designs. I mean, just y'all, so much money. And we go over their budget. When they send me their budget, what they spending on, and I see all this stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, you literally have thrown so much money away. And
tragic.
I feel bad. Of course, that comes with the trial and error of starting a business, but like we said before, that comes with getting that expert advice. Because if you had met with a mentor before you bought these things, your mentor would have let you know those are not necessary. Kind of what we said before, getting the office. People like the feel of having an office. They like to be like, oh yeah, just meet me at my office, come to my office. 2022, the pandemic crushed the office, like virtual, like all that stuff, it crushed the office. Like
Yeah.
you realize that you don't need an office. Like I don't have I mean, I got my office in my house, but I don't need a physical office to meet people.
Yeah.
But if I do want to meet somebody now, I rent out a virtual space. I go to a co-working space, get a room, pay $20, get a little room for the day, boom. And I schedule all my in-person meetings on that one day. So it's ways to get creative. I'd rather pay $20 once a month, schedule all my meetings on that one day, meet with these people in person, and go home than me sitting out here, especially now. If you want to office a suite in some of these places, the minimal you looking at is about 500. That's at the bare minimum. And you on North Tryon if you in Charlotte. You hanging out. Like you at risk. Like you better lock your car and you better beep twice because you at risk. But if you looking at those real nice ones like We Work Uptown, Regis, they running about 600 for a personal suite. That's the start.
Yeah.
That's the small office with no window. So be smart about how you spend your money. Be smart about what you do, how you do it. You want to really be strategic in it because at the beginning you really don't have that money. So what you do have, especially if you self-funding from your full time, you want to make sure that you are using that correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my last tip of the day. Audrey, before we go into our workshop, did you have any closing remarks that you wanted to share with the people tonight?
I would just say, man, trust the process. I think a lot of times we get in this hurry mode. I'm trying to be rich tomorrow. Learn some, like you say, learn different parts of your business. You don't necessarily need to be an expert in every single facet of the business, but you need to learn about it, right? You need to understand funding, what types of funding are available. You don't necessarily have to be a guru, but you need to understand how you plan to utilize the funding, right? And just work on your business. Don't take days off when you should be working. You can't not work and then expect results. You have to do whatever it takes to get the results. Once you get the results, then you can kind of take a breather and relax. But until you get the results, every day you got to hit it. You got to hit it hard. Whether that's working on your systems, whether that's working on your training. Making sure your staff is trained. All of these things are important, right? Business is like a body, right? You have different systems. You got the skeletal system, you got the central nervous, you got the respiratory. All of these systems work in cohesion. So don't just rely on funding, right? A lot of people think, oh, I got this business credit card, and they go buy all this stuff that you said, and then now when you ask them how much profit, they can't even give you a number. They don't even know their gross revenue. They don't know their burn rate. They really don't know their numbers well enough to even have a conversation with a banker, because a banker doesn't care about a website.
Nope.
Oh, you got the best website. How much revenue did you do this year? How much do you project, over the next 3 years? How much debt does the business have? These are questions that you may have to ask. You may have to answer these questions before they even consider your application. This is not foreign things that are uncommon for a banker to ask. So I think it's important, when you guys come to the workshop, to not only understand how to start your business, get the funding, but how to leverage it properly, right? Where do you need to be putting this funding into? Do I need a website? Yes. Do I need the next Facebook? No. We don't need the next Instagram. You just need something basic, something that's, call to action. And a lot of times, honestly, what I tell my clients is, a landing page with a call to action and a button where somebody can click to buy. That's all you need. You don't need all this, $3,000 websites, and then, you just don't need it.
You don't, and you're absolutely correct. So, guys, tonight is just a snippet. We did 60 minutes tonight, and tonight was just a snippet of what you can expect. Me and Audrey are tag teaming together for Start Your Business, Grow Your Business Credit Workshop. In this workshop, we will be going in depth about what you need to start a business, and then Audrey is going to piggyback on that, on once you start your business, how to do your business credit at the same time. You don't have to wait. You can literally grow your business and your credit at the same time. So we're going to teach you those things. And some of the things you can expect is your preliminary business plan creation. When I do my portion, the training is 3 hours. But when I handle my portion, you can expect to come out knowing, well, number one, step by step, how to start your business from the vision phase all the way to the execution phase, how to take it to the market. And we're going to do your preliminary business plan. So that way you can at least leave out of this program having some type of guidance on what's next. Now, if you need something a little bit more, a little deeper, a little more intense with your business plan, that is something that Be the Entrepreneur offers. I do business plan creations. It's $150, or you can break it up into 4 easy payments of $37.50. Everything I do is affordable for new entrepreneurs. So if that's something you're looking for, definitely go on my website, which you can see in the comments. But for this workshop, y'all, I guarantee you, if you love what we offered tonight, this workshop is going to blow your mind. Light refreshment, so you ain't got to worry about being hungry for the 3 hours. My homeboy Audrey was trying to get y'all some chicken wings and whatnot, but I told him this ain't no tailgate. You know what I'm saying? He was about to have y'all hooked up, but don't worry, we got you. We're gonna have light
wings and some Pepsis, man.
That man was trying to have wings, y'all. This man was trying to have wings and Pepsi. I said, Audrey, I don't think that's that kind of environment.
Nah, man.
How they gonna type with the teriyaki on their hand? Like, how that gonna work?
That finger licking good.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, y'all. Laptops all kind of sticky. But yeah, so this laptops are highly suggested. I would say almost required, but I know everybody might not have one. But if you do have one, a tablet, ProBook, bring that because you're gonna be wanting to take notes and some things that you need to put on your computer. And the business plan part will be digitized. I will have paper available, but it's nothing like going on and having that in your computer. So if you have not signed up for our event, it's only $25. It's 3 hours, refreshments included, satisfaction guaranteed. You can check out the link below, www.betheentrepreneur.com/event. And Audrey, I don't know if you on your phone, but please drop your website into the Facebook live chat. If you are looking for some one-on-one business credit hookup, Audrey is the man. Like I said, these 5 tips he gave y'all tonight is just the icing on the cake. I mean, it's just the tip of the iceberg. We really got some stuff that we want to show you guys. We want to teach you so you can really know how to do your business, y'all. We can really take over as an African-American community, but it's really about getting this information that we don't know out to people that don't know it. So
that's all I got to say. Spread the word, man, for sure.
So yeah, but if you need to look us up. If you want to DM me, definitely feel free to DM me. I'm gonna tag Audrey in this post. If you got business credit questions, hit him up. We are open book. We here for you. We got what you need. But outside of that, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This was definitely supposed to be 30 minutes. We didn't roll this thing into an hour of good content.
You rolled a good hour, man.
Yeah,
hey, but people, man.
Right. But Audrey, I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to us getting together.
Yeah, man. It's going down July 9th, man. If you're not there, if you come after, if you hit us up afterwards, man, the price might be different. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you gotta be there. You gotta be there. I'll be honest, if you're not in the building, shame on you. Shame on you.
What's that Tyrese Shame? Look, that man was begging. That man was begging for. Okay, look, we didn't got distracted. Okay, but y'all have a great night. Enjoy your night. If you are not in the building, get in the building. Link in the bio. DM us. We love y'all. Y'all be safe out there in the streets, and we'll see y'all soon. Night.
All right, IG. Peace, IG.